It's by-election day today as voting was held in Tanhu Electoral Constituency 1, Bara 2 and Chitwan 2. There was enthusiastic voter turnout as they exercised their franchise from early morning in all the three electoral constituencies. Apart from some untoward sporadic incidents, voting was largely peaceful. The security has also been beefed up in all the three constituencies to provide top-notch security as the by-election now moves to the next phase of counting of votes. Good evening, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha and these are the headlines of the hour. Voting under the by-election of the House of Representatives held in three constituencies, voter turnout 63% in Chitwan 2, 64% in Bara 2 and 53% in Tanhu 1. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal's 4 months wasted in power share and political equations, cabinet still fails to take a full shape. Public aspirations remain unaddressed. Business community in Morang agitated, citing prolonged power cut hours without prior information. Nepal Electricity Authority says situation to normalize in 15 days. And three-star blank Sankata 3-0 to climb to the top 2 of the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League. Saddabato and Himalayan Sherpa settled for a 2-all draw. Apart from sporadic incidents, voting for vacant posts of lawmakers at the House of Representatives from Bara, Chitwan and Tanhu has concluded in a peaceful manner. The Election Commission has said overall 60% of the total voters in Bara Constituency 2, Chitwan Constituency 2 and Tanhu Constituency 1 turned out to vote. In Bara, 64% of the total voters cast their ballots, 63% exercised their franchise in Chitwan, and 53% in Tanhu. The voter turnout in Bara was higher this time compared to the November 20 parliamentary election. However, it was lower for the two other constituencies. Back in November last year, 63% had voted in Bara, 67% in Chitwan, and 54% in Tanhu. Minor obstructions were reported from 2 voting centers in Chitwan and 1 from Bara. Political party cadres had staged a protest saying Rashtriya Swatantra Party's chairperson and candidate from Chitwan, Ravi Lamichhane, had reached 2 of the voting centers with his entourage and had campaigned among voters. Voting resumed after Rashtriya Swatantra Party admitted its mistake and apologized during an all-party meeting. Prime Minister Pushpakamal Dahal has served 4 months of his term so far. The Premier, immediately after assuming office, had said that he had no luxury to rest and expressed commitments of concluding government works to address the public plight. However, most of the Premier's time so far has been spent in maintaining the ruling equation and political power share. The Council of Ministers has yet to gain a full shape despite 8 rounds of expansion. The ruling coalition has yet to finalize the leadership at 4 ministries. The Premier had announced of improving the public service sector. However, the public have yet to feel a difference. The general public say they are still facing hurdles in getting their national identity cards and passports, among others. The Parliament has also been without business. The post of Chief Justice is still vacant, while the works of the formation of the parliamentary committees have been stranded. A political consensus has still not been met regarding the bill related to transitional justice. Other laws related to the Civil Service Act and the Police Act that are crucial to strengthen federalism have also been stranded. Apart from the inability to take the opposition's confidence, the Prime Minister seems to be struggling in maintaining a balance within the ruling coalition itself. Industrialists in the eastern part of the country have taken it to the streets, saying that the Nepal Electricity Authority had cut off power supply without prior notice. Biratnagar's industrialists and business persons staged a sit-in protest in Morang's Duhabi office, saying that the authority had been cutting power supply since 1 month without informing, with the load-shedding hours reaching 12 hours per day. They say the power interruptions had raised their investment costs. Organizing a press conference in the capital today, Nepal Electricity Authority's central office has responded to the protest and said the authority will not be able to meet their power demands for at least the next 15 days. The authority has said domestic production had gone down by 25%, adding that the lack of transmission lines had affected the authority's plans of importing power from India. The Nepal Electricity Authority imports up to 500 megawatts of electricity from India at the moment. The authority has installed hydropower plants that can produce up to 2,650 megawatts of electricity. However, only 750 megawatts have been produced against the domestic demand of 1,750 megawatts. The authority hopes to meet the industrialists' demands, saying that the rainfall in the next few days will support in raising production. Many development projects that commenced years ago have failed to gain momentum despite the government extending deadlines and adding investment costs. The government this month blacklisted 15 contractor companies that failed to complete projects despite repeated deadlines and went out of contact, and has warned of scrapping the contracts of 100 contractors. Power China and Nepali company HIDCA had jointly taken the 756 megawatt hydropower project that extended between Taplejung, Panchthar and Terathum. However, HIDCA was compelled to urge the investment board to scrap the contract after the Chinese counterpart did not show interest in the project works. Elsewhere, works of the 900 megawatt Upper Karnali hydropower project that has an estimated investment cost of 116 billion rupees has yet to begin, as the Indian company GMR that took the responsibility of raising funds for the project has failed to do so. Meanwhile, the investment board remains indecisive on the fate of these projects that have been stranded for years. The scenario for road infrastructure is even worse. 3 contracts for roads have been scrapped. This includes the contract taken by infamous Sarada Prasad Adhikari for the 26-kilometer Balaju Rani Pawa Trishuli road, which was scrapped only this month. The other contract that was scrapped was for the Gorai Holeri section along the Shahid Highway. The government is preparing to scrap the contract for Sarlai's Bastapur Kataria road section and Bhenetar Rabi Rakhe road section. Experts opine projects have been stranded due to inadequate preparation while selecting projects and weak monitoring. The government needs to spend 300 billion rupees in the ongoing fiscal year to complete the projects that are in the implementation phase. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked people in several provinces what actions should be taken against construction companies that fail to meet deadlines. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
त्यो पैसा सहितको जफत गरेर जेल हाल्ने काम गरियो भने टाइममा हुन सक्ला।
निर्माण व्यवसायीले सक्ने कामको मात्र जिम्मा लिनु पर्यो।
उसको लाइसेन्स चाहिँ समाप्त गर्नुपर्ने कुरा आउँछन्।
उनीहरुलाई चाहिँ राजनीतिक संरक्षण भइरहेको छ। यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ काम पटक पटक म्याथ थप गर्नु परेको यो काम बन्द गर्ने बित्तिकै काम हुन्छ।
जरिमाना मतलब त्यसमाथि लगाउनु पर्यो।
काम भन्दा बढी भुक्तानी दिन भएन।
तुरुन्त कारबाही गर्नुपर्छ।
एउटै ठेकदारलाई धेरै कामको जिम्मा दिनु भएन।
राजनीतिक संरक्षण हुनु भएन।
कसैको दबाव र प्रभावमा नपरी काम नगर्ने कम्पनीहरुलाई कालो सूचीमा राखेर कारबाही गर्नुपर्दछ।
एउटा ठेक्का सुरु गरिसकेपछि त्यो ठेकदारलाई त्यो काम सकिएपछि मात्रै बल्ल अर्को ठेक्का दिनु पर्छ।
उनीहरुको लाइसेन्स खारेज गर्नुपर्छ। अब अर्को पटक काम गर्न दिनु हुँदैन।
The number of people shifting to urban regions for settlement has multiplied by 4 years in the past 10 years. Based on the National Statistics Office, urban population a decade back was 17%, which has crossed 66% of the total population. The rural population has gone down to 33% from 83% a decade ago. The 12th National Census has highlighted unequal distribution of population. When there were 33 municipalities 31 years ago, only 9% of the total population of the country resided in urban areas. The number of municipalities have been increased to 293, and the urban population has increased with it. The country's population growth rate is 0.92%. The National Statistics Office has said it will take 1 more month to release the detailed information on different communities. It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
But before that, let's take a look at the results from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked you, what should be done to improve public corporations? 24% voted for A, transparency during leadership selection. 63% voted for B, end political interference. And 13% voted for C, develop competitive capacity. And here's today's question. Why has population density increased in the urban areas? Your options are A, looking for opportunities, B, disproportionate development, and C, unscientific classification. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. It's time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Three-Star Club have climbed to the second spot of the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League with a 3-0 drubbing of Sankata. The Patan-based club has collected 20 points, while neighbors Jaulakel are at the top of the A-Division League with a 3-point cushion. In the last match of the 11th round of league at Dasrat Stadium, Three-Star produced a dominating win. The first goal came late in the first half with Ajay Martins on the score sheet. Martins scored again early in the second half, while he missed the opportunity of a hat-trick, failing to convert the spot kick. Santosh Saukala sealed the 3-0 victory in the injury time. In the other match, Satabatu Youth Club were held to a 2-all draw by Himalayan Sherpa Club. In the match played at Chasol Ground, Satabatu failed to hold on to their lead on both the occasions. Deepak Raj Thakuri gave the opening goal to Satabatu, scoring in the 46th second of the match. Nishani Limbu found the equalizer in the 72nd minute. Deepak scored again in the 80th minute, scoring his 8th goal of the season. However, Himalayan Sherpa found the equalizer 3 minutes later with a goal by Sushil Rai. Satabatu are in the 4th position, while Sherpa Club are in the 13th position. And it's time now for the weather update. And that's all for the moment. Keep watching Kantipur Television for the updates on the by-elections. Good night.